Alrighty, at the top right position is the brown Protoss. We have Noob, NB's Noob, who is apparently fuNny Nexus. And at the bottom left is opponent, the yellow Terran, iFU Cryoc. I'm a bit sad that he called himself Noob, because now I don't know what capitalization to use for his name. I can't remember if he capitalizes the first N or the second N in his name. So since I don't know, I'm just gonna leave it at this. And if it's wrong, well then, too bad. Alright, so what do we got here? Cross positions, PvT. fuNny Nexus, definitely a solid Protoss player. I'd say he's like, you know, one of the A-class foreigners, if that makes sense. And Cryoc, pretty similar. I think this should be a good match, actually. Cryoc, I'm not sure how his TVP is. I know he's won, actually, quite a number of TVZs against high-profile Zergs recently that I've seen. Like, I think in the last ESL Italian Open qualifier, he knocked out Bakuryu, I think, or something. Anyway, Cryoc is pretty scary nowadays. So we'll have to see how this plays out for him. It's like a gateway scout from Mr. Noob, aka fuNny. This is indeed how I like to scout as well in this matchup. Alright. Kix pointing out, this is actually Lucky Noob playing. Oh god. Oh god, Kix figured it out. Oh man, Lucky Noob taking over, subbing in for Team NB, is actually facing up against Cryoc. What a god. Alright, no scout yet still from Cryoc. I guess you don't necessarily need to scout that early in TVP. You know, if you're going for an FD, I don't think it really matters what the Protoss is doing. I guess one thing you can see is if you see he's going DT rush or something, or like a 2-gate power goon, you can play the FD defensively and lay the mines defensively. But that's the main variation. Like the actual build order, I'm pretty sure is just the same regardless. All right, so pretty standard stuff here from both guys. I mean, as normal in a PvT, it's going to take a little bit of time for the action to really start up here. Let's see, is fuNny going to go for a fast expand? Is he going to go for some kind of sneaky Reaver shenanigans? Philip J. Fry says Cryoc is good but plays Hearthstone instead of practicing. I feel you, Cryoc. I was definitely on that Hearthstone hype train for a while until I realized, like, it is freaking impossible to actually keep up with all the cards and stuff. So I was like, yeah, alright, never mind. Played a little bit, gave up. It's pretty fun though. It's definitely fun. Anyway. Man, I can't believe I'm plugging Hearthstone. I'm not even like sponsored by Blizzard. Blizzard, please, come on, man. Look, I just gave you like the best Hearthstone plug. Come on. I guess to be fair, Blizzard actually did give us StarCraft Remastered, so maybe I shouldn't be too greedy about this. This is where Sayle admits he's actually Trump. I mean, I'm not gonna admit it, but I also can't confirm or deny these allegations that I am in fact Trump. I will let the speculation continue. Anyway, this is a pretty cute little mana pylon there at the third. Looks like it's just gonna be a 1-gate expand here from fuNny. Pretty standard stuff. When you do face an FD, you kind of need to make sure your goon micro is on point, because you can be, if it's not, it can be a little bit dangerous. And I actually just kicked my cat by accident because I didn't realize she was sleeping underneath my desk. Whoops! Sorry, kitty. Recasting some StarCraft. You want some StarCraft? Anyway. So commands are on the way in the main base, just playing it safe. And we're just gonna have to chill for a bit until the FD comes out. Got a second gateway coming up, presumably a robo once he gets the money. He has got quite a bit of gas. It didn't, like, I was trying to see if he would pull a probe off gas, but he didn't actually do that. So you can see he's banking almost 400 gas right now that he can't really spend because he doesn't have the minerals. Obviously he will be able to spend that eventually on observers and stuff, but that's not ideal. It's actually going to be a strong FD, it looks like, from Cryoc. Going for the second siege tank before moving out here. It looks like only 4 Marines, though. But this could definitely be scary for fuNny, especially because he doesn't actually... Oh, is he going to see the second tank? I actually don't know if he saw the second tank there. I really think Cryoc should have held the second tank. Having said that, I think given the late timing of this, fuNny would have guessed maybe that there's a second tank, or maybe would have just, I don't know, figured something was up. I can't believe Cryoc is being so defensive with this. Do you really not want to attack? I mean, there's only 4 goons right now. I guess by the time he got there, there'd be 5. But I'm really surprised he didn't even try to move out. He's just playing this completely defensively. I mean, if you're gonna do this, you might as well just siege expand or something, right? Well, I mean, I guess the mines are good against DTs or something. But I thought his SCV saw quite a bit in the base. I actually, maybe I overestimated how much Cryoc scouted. Because from what he's doing, it seems that he didn't actually scout that much at all. So he just doesn't want to die to something dumb like a DT rush. Oh. And he's gonna lose his Vulture without even seeing that there's a probe here. But man, fuNny being a little bit greedy here. So 1 gate expand, 3 gates, observers, and now gonna get a 3rd base. Actually, I guess this is not. Actually, you know what? I don't think this is actually that greedy. You know what? Because he's got 3 gateways and the observatory starting before his 3rd base. I think this is actually fine. I think what he's doing is actually very reasonable. So I take that back. I think it's good. I'm a little bit scared that units are gonna pop out on this side though. For Cryoc, are they gonna pop out here? Really? Oh, okay. Huh. I guess that makes sense because it goes counterclockwise, right? That would freak me out if I was playing. I always get super paranoid about what can actually trap Dragoons and stuff. Anyway, nice little anti-Vulture run by wall. We've got a Vulture just checking stuff. Interestingly, he doesn't have mines left. He apparently just put mines kind of semi-randomly in the map. I guess this is like a forward scouting mine, and this is kind of like a protecting the eventual 3rd base kind of mine. But you know, I mean, I would have thought you would want to save 1 mine to put at the 12. But I guess he's just gonna patrol instead, which is also kind of fine. And looks like 1 goon falls, but another goon takes its place. Still no 3rd, actually. Actually, fuNny playing this quite circumspectly, I suppose. I hope I used that word right. I'm actually not 100% sure what that word means, but I'm pretty sure it's fine. Anyway, Vulture coming in here and gonna see the beginnings of the wall. Doesn't actually know the status of the Nexus unless he's actually scanned that. I heard a comsat being used, but I think it was probably just in the main. Still 2 factories, and looks like 3rd command center. So fast 3rd here from Cryoc. He's playing the very standard Fighting Spirit TVP style, going for the fast 3rd base, kind of the greedy 3rd base off 2 factories. Now, fuNny has a couple of options when he scouts this. He can maybe go aggro, try some fast recalls. You can see he's already got Stargate and Archives. Should be getting that Arbiter Tribunal soon. He can go for some aggressive plays, or just expand a bunch himself. You know, understand that when the Terran goes for this kind of build, there's kind of very set timings for when they move out, right? You know, like the 2-1, you know, 180 supply or 170 supply or whatever it is attack. And before that, there's virtually no threat from the Terran. Maybe a bit of Vulture harass here and there. So you can really try and be a bit greedy if you see this and expand a bunch yourself. But look at this, fuNny has actually just added so much stuff before the 3rd Nexus. I'm really not sure I agree with this anymore. Like, you know, 3 gate and observers before getting that I think is great, is safe. But especially on Fighting Spirit, where, you know, 90% of the time Terrans are doing this build in TVP, I really think you should have taken this earlier, because like now the Terran's just mining away on his 3rd base. There's really nothing that you can accomplish until the Arbiters come out, right? The Arbiter's coming out, but it's going to take a really long time for that to build. It's going to take a long time for it to get enough energy for a recall. There's no great way to punish this as a Protoss. Like, he didn't make a shuttle with Zealots or anything to try and like Bulldog break this. I mean, that could have actually worked. There's only 2 tanks in the back here, so he could have potentially tried to break here. But now he sees this, and I mean, what is he gonna do? He's gonna take a quick 4th base here. He's basically gonna double expand to try and catch up a little bit. But yeah, it's kind of a not ideal situation, I would say. But the fast Arbiters, though, can definitely do something. And you can see he's opted to get Recall first. I'm pretty sure he hasn't gotten Stasis yet. So going for Recall first, really opening up those aggressive options. Unfortunately, though, he's actually going to get this scouted by some Vultures. Nice scouting by Cryoc, going to take down this probe from fuNny. All right. And it looks like, whoa. All right, so that was just the Vultures getting taken down. Cryoc just content to sit in his base. He actually even built a bunker here. Sometimes you just wall it in with like an engineering bay or something, or some other, you know, random floaty building. And it looks like now adding on all his factories, getting his macro going. I mean, he's not going to move out for at least another 5 minutes or something. I think we're just going to have to chill for a little bit. I heard some more scans go down just to make sure he knows what's going on, make sure there's no crazy carrier switch. Interestingly, double forge here from Noob as well. I think we saw some other player do that recently, but I can't remember who it was. And also adding some more gateways here at the top of the base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 gateways. Maybe a fourth. Once this fourth base gets up and running, which it looks like it is, you can probably afford a couple more than that actually. And just doing some mine clearing now. It's interesting. Double forge is something I think, in my opinion, is really good in PvZ. But I'm not convinced that that's super necessary in PvT. I feel like mainly the attack upgrade is nice, but I don't think armor or shield upgrades do that much. I mean, like, siege tanks are doing 1 billion damage per shot anyway. 1 extra armor is not really going to do that much. Whereas, you know, against Zerg with cracklings who do, you know, 5 damage per shot but attack 80 times a second, then the armor actually does a ton. So that's what that's how I feel about the upgrades in different matchups. And PvP also, you know, it's pretty good, but I don't think PvP you really get to situations where you can afford to go double forge anyway. But if you could, then I think it would be good. Anyway, a bit of skirmishing here by Noob. He's actually trying to abuse the fact that he has the Arbiter out this early, and you can see there's no mobile detection yet. There's no science vessels here for the Terran, so, you know, if he's not paying attention and he doesn't scan in time, you can perhaps get a few free kills here and there with the Arbiters. In the meantime, though, fuNny actually doing a really good job keeping his money low. Adding some more gateways now, you can see. And getting a second Stargate for the Arbiters. He's up to 160 supply now, whereas the Terran's at 141. Cryoc also keeping pace. And we're going to have to see, when is Cryoc going to move out? What are the upgrades like? So this is the 2-1, right? He's already got 1-0. Yeah, this is 1-0. So this is the 2-1. So presumably, once this gets close to finish, when this is like 90% finished, we're going to see the unsiege and then the big move out from Cryoc to actually attack here. I mean, in the meantime, bar like a big recall in the main base, there's not actually that much that the Protoss can do in this situation to be aggressive. And the thing is, if you try and recall at this point, actually very often that works out worse for you. The reason being that, you know, recall is good because, you know, it allows you to transport your army instantly anywhere, right? And you want to try and take advantage of the fact that Terran cannot move his army nearly as easily. Like, look at how static this Terran army is. But if the Terran army is already at home, like if you just recall here and his army's here, it's not that hard for him to just unsiege, walk up the ramp, and kill all your units. And we can already see also Cryoc starting to set up some of that that recall defense here with the turrets and the mines. So you have to be careful in how you do your recalls. If you just do like a blind recall, you know, lose a control group and a half of Dragoons to spider mines instantly, and then the Terran immediately counter pushes you, you can very often just die because of that. So, you know, I like that fuNny's just kind of chilling right now. He's not going too crazy. He knows he just needs to add a bunch of gateways here. He's doing everything that he needs to do to make sure that when the Terran does move out, he will be prepared, he will be ready, he will be able to remax his army. You can see he's maxed right now, so the only thing he needs to do is build more gateways, potentially take this expansion, although it looks like some Vultures are going to deny that. And, yeah, I mean, this is kind of how PvTs go on Fighting Spirit sometimes, guys. It is a way of life, a fact of life, I should say, not a way of life. I don't think playing PvT on Fighting Spirit is a good way of life. That seems a little bit sad. Or maybe not. I mean, maybe some guy really likes playing PvT, and that's his way of life. Who am I to judge? All right, 2-1's finished, by the way. This should be the move out. Here we go. There we go. See, 2-1 finished. Now we're moving. He's actually maxed as well. So this is perfect. Maxed out, 2-1. Doesn't have too much bank yet, which is good. You don't want to wait until you have like 5,000 minerals, because then it's too late. And now we're moving out. What's the Protoss situation? He's starting to bank. See, this is the thing. He's starting to bank up, which means when the first engagement happens, and most likely the Protoss loses the first big engagement, then he can instantly remax. He can instantly remake 30 Zealots or whatever and reinforce the front lines. He's got to be careful though. He's losing some Dragoons here. He doesn't realize. Now he sees the main attack is coming out. There is a Science Vessel and some Goliaths, so they will shut down the Observers. They will shut down potentially any shuttles, and importantly, the Arbiters will be deterred. Now, what is fuNny going to do? Is he going to try and engage directly, or is he going to go for a counterattack? Is he going to go for a recall? It looks like fuNny has taken cross-map bases, so you can see he's trying to pull the Terran apart. Which way does Cryoc go? He's also taking the 12 o'clock. Which way does Cryoc go? It looks like Cryoc is actually going cross-map to the natural. Cryoc actually able to walk really far forward and siege a big EMP on the first Arbiter, but one more Arbiter in the back, and it looks like he used the energy for Defense Matrix instead, but not the best stasis. He stasis the front instead of the back, and I don't know if this is really going to work out for fuNny. Look at how many siege tanks there are in the back. 1-1 are done on the upgrades for the Protoss. And it looks like there's not that many Vultures left here. Not that many Vultures left. Vultures coming in to reinforce so many tanks. A huge stasis, more huge stasis between the 3 Arbiters. Another big stasis. Almost the entire Terran army is stasis. But it looks like it's going to be a mostly even exchange. And the problem is, as soon as all these units come out of stasis, you know, they're just going to start killing everything again. So fuNny really needs to reinforce quickly and try to camp these units as they come out of stasis. Cryoc is going to do the same. He's going to try and reinforce and actually save the units as they come out of stasis. Where are the reinforcements? Cryoc really needs to get these reinforcements out to time it. And there's the unsiege. He needs a scan as well. And there is the scan. And Cryoc is going to be able to save a huge chunk of siege tanks. Meanwhile, what is fuNny doing? He's got a ton of gateways. He needs to be pumping. He needs to be spamming, D, spamming Z in all of these gateways. Just getting all those units out. Get that remax going. He's at 144 supply. He really needs that remax. He's below supply against the Terran. 3 Arbiters just gonna try and do as much damage as they can. They only do 10 damage per shot. It's very little damage, but he could kill the 12 o'clock Nexus. Now, that's not the biggest loss here for fuNny, because it's not even, it hasn't been mining at all. And actually Cryoc choosing to go for the 2 bases that are of least value to fuNny. This is actually really good for fuNny, believe it or not. Even though fuNny lost the first engagement so horribly, this is actually fine. Like, you know, the bigger gateway farm is bottom right. You know, 12 o'clock wasn't mining anyway. Top left isn't mining anyway. Yeah, sure, he loses some units, but look at this! Between the DT, there was a DT here, between the DT and the cannons, he's actually killing a decent chunk of siege tanks, and a big stasis to actually block the ramp, but also grabs 2 of the Arbiters here in the stasis. Now, the Vultures are going to come in the back, but again, no probes are lost. Meanwhile, 6 o'clock base is taken by Cryoc, and an Observer does see this. What is fuNny doing? fuNny, look at this. He's got so many units. He can easily counterattack. He sees this. He can send these units from the bottom right. I don't actually know what he's doing right now, what he's actually looking at, what his APM is being spent on. I mean, he's got so many units. Just attack this base. This is a free base to attack for fuNny. Looks like his Arbiters actually just cleared up the units at the front here. By the way, these guys actually have enough energy to refreeze this. Oh, he needs to restasis. Oh no, he doesn't get it properly. Oh, he gets it properly. He gets the refreeze. Oh my god, this is so annoying as a Terran player. It's just like, what the hell? A turret even being built to stop this this madness from going on. And finally, fuNny is moving out with his main army. He does appear to be going towards the 6 o'clock base. What's going on in the main? Main base of Cryoc is mined out. He's getting more vessels. He's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 factories, it looks like. And he's just unable, look, he's just unable to get up this freaking ramp. Oh my god. And the Arbiter is just gonna go kill everything. But I don't think there's any more energy, so he will lose this space. But look at this, 6 o'clock is gonna die now as well. Even if he lifts it, it's not gonna matter. All he can do is save some SCVs, and that means Cryoc is gonna be mining on 1 base. His natural is gone. He's only gonna have 1 base left mining after losing this command center. This command center is 100% going to fall. And there's gonna be a little SCV dance here in a second, but it looks like Cryoc has at least broken into the top right. Is he floating a command center up here? He is floating a command center up here, so he at least will be able to take a base here instead. But fuNny, meanwhile, is mining from the bottom right 2 bases. He's taken this natural as well. He's got plenty of cannons to defend. Unfortunately for him, he hasn't actually properly rallied these gateways. That's a bit of a mistake. But I definitely still think fuNny is in a good position in this game, or a decent position in this game. Now, what is the next move? See, now, by the way, guys, is a great time to recall. Look at this. Most of the Terran army is at the top left. If you recall the main now, he's going to have very few units to actually come back and defend this, although you just have to pick a good position to not actually get yourself killed by mines. And look at this, there's actually a lot of anti-arbiter turrets kind of in position here to stop the recall from coming in. So, looks like fuNny wants to go and deny this top left base from Cryoc. Big SCV transfer coming in, but most of the units are here, and it's a pretty solid position. There's not that many mines, though. Is he going to do a stasis? He does a stasis. He needs to stasis the back tanks, though. Those are the important ones, but oh, man, look at this. No protection, no mines, no vultures in the front here. Vultures apparently coming down from the top left there. They might actually hold. It's going to be pretty close. It looks like actually reinforcements also coming from the bottom side here for Cryoc, so distracting these a little bit. Almost gets the Arbiter, but not quite. One more volley would have got it, but he does get the Arbiter on the top side. And I thought I heard storms. Yeah, there's a storm on the leading siege tank. It's going to be a very close exchange here. Looks like Science Vessel also barely going to survive with 1 HP. And can fuNny break through? He's going to kill these 2 siege tanks, but it looks like Cryoc with the hold. Crucially, doesn't lose any of the SCVs, any of the economy. Meanwhile, fuNny's trying to take this 12 o'clock, but that's so easy for Cryoc to just move up there from his bases at the left side. And I'm not sure that was a great attack by fuNny. He lost a whole bunch of units. He's back down to 148 supply against 173 by Cryoc. Cryoc really playing a nice solid TVP here. Just trying to check the anti-arbiter defense in his base, because that's one of those moves that can really swing the game around. A big recall can be a game changer. It looks like, meanwhile, fuNny trying to take the 6 o'clock as well as just keep the spider mines back with his dragoons. It's like even doing a repair on the Science Vessel and now taking this base. It looks like there weren't actually that many minerals mined from here, so this is effectively still a completely fresh base for Cryoc. But fuNny is going to keep mining from the 12 o'clock though. Cryoc apparently doesn't realize that that base is taken, because I feel like that's so easy for him to deny that. That it must just be because he doesn't know that it's there, that he hasn't just sent like 2 tanks to take that out. Looks like Templar Energy being upgraded. I actually just misclicked on that Templar Archives, but apparently there was something being upgraded there. And looks like there's a recall to the top left. I mean, I guess that's what this must have been, right? There's no other way these units could have got here. So it looks like he actually recalled, stopped the command center that was building at the top left, and is just gonna, prevent Cryoc from taking this base for a little while. He is gonna lose this force unless he recalls it out again, which is possible. He's got an Arbiter prepped to do another recall here at the 6 o'clock. He might want to actually hide this from the vultures, just to make sure that noob is unaware of this incoming recall. It looks like these units are going to get taken down here. 3-2 finished for the Terran, but 3-3 actually finished for the Protoss. That fast double forge build actually giving fuNny really good upgrades. Although it looks like he's actually got a bit of a traffic jam going on. Is that blocking? Wait, what is happening? Oh, he's walled himself in with the Zealots. That's what's blocking everything. Okay. It looks like we're having a 2-pronged attack here. Some of the army actually moving down on the bottom side, but they lost their obs, so they could actually get blown up by these mines. Meanwhile, another group moving out here, and the remains, I guess, of that force over here. Looks like, oh, a few free siege tanks getting caught in the middle of the map. That's definitely the kind of move that you want to see as a Protoss. Although it's still actually just killing a lot. Oh my god, they actually barely killed the siege tank and taking a lot of damage there. Meanwhile, this little force getting pushed back as well. Just kind of poking around here. Very crucially, keeping the mines back. You can see on the mini-map, Terran would love to have all the middle kind of covered by mines, but this constant Dragoon running around is making sure he can't really do that, so making sure he doesn't really get that free map control, map vision. And here we go, a recall is going to come in here. Is it going to be effective? There is no science vessel here that I can see, but there's a lot of turrets. I think he just needs to recall straight away. And double arbiters recall, but neither of them has energy, actually. They don't even have energy for a stasis, let alone a recall. And they could just get killed straight away. But this is the kind of move that fuNny needs to do right now, because he's unable to really make that much progress attacking straight in. It looks like, I don't know what happened to the front arbiter. Oh no, it's actually there. Okay, now he's actually walking into the main base, and in another 40 energy, these two arbiters will be able to recall as well. Where's the army? Cryoc bringing a few units back, but he's got so few units that are actually coming back. Fortunately for him, there's actually very few units that were even recalled into his base. So I think these 4 tanks, along with the vultures, should be able to do it. Look at the minimap though. He's bringing back all his vultures though anyway, just in case. Imagine if these 2 arbiters actually had energy for recall and they could just like recall all these units. That would have been insanely good for fuNny, but he does still have them alive. Although it looks like, no, he used a stasis here on the top, but he has 1 arbiter with almost enough energy for another recall. Looks like this base is actually, oh no, okay, there's a few more tanks in the main. But this could be a recall, guys. If he realizes it, he's microing it. He knows. He knows it has energy. He just wants to keep it on the side, make sure it stays alive. He's gonna recall again. Where's the clump? Where's the recall clump? All right, 150 energy. Is he gonna go for it? He's gotta be careful. He's getting baited back into vultures or back into things, and there we go. There's the recall. There's 2 Templars here as well, and Cryoc unable to clear this out in time. Actually, oh man, nice storm there as well, but it doesn't look like he has one more, does he? No, he does, but he actually doesn't storm the tanks. He's got one more on the top, and there he goes, finishing off those 2 tanks, but it looks like that amount of time has been enough for Cryoc to come back and actually save this. The Archon, interestingly, actually finishes morphing. But Archon's, unfortunately for him, not that effective in PvT, but nice move here. By the way, guys, fuNny is mining for both the 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock bases, so if this does go to a super late game, you know, he is going to have the resource advantage once the map becomes mined out. But it looks like losing yet more guys here. These recalls really, I mean, doing a little bit of damage, but it's mostly unit exchanges, whereas you would really prefer them to start killing some of the infrastructure, you know, the depots, the factories, that kind of thing. Looks like Cryoc, though, mined out at his 3rd, is only mining now from this base. He's got this command center, though. He can't transfer, but you can see he's quite low on money, whereas fuNny has a ton of money banked right now. And he's just eating away at these minerals. I think if Cryoc wants to actually win the game in the late game, he needs to just find a way to harass the 12 or the 6, you know, find a way to just send a couple of tanks over there. But I'm not really sure how feasible that is. He's already struggling to just keep up with the Protoss attacks. I mean, I really think he can at least push up here to the 12 o'clock. It's only got cannons, and it's not that easy for Protoss to get in position to defend this. The 6 o'clock is a bit harder to attack, because you have to move down here into the open, and Protoss can attack you with his army. But, I mean, if you move up to the 12 o'clock, you know, you're separated by this thing, so the Protoss ground army can't actually attack you. They have to attack across the bridge, which you can actually just blockade with some buildings, you know? So it looks like Cryoc trying his best. I mean, to be fair, you know, late game TVP is super hard. Oh my god, we've got Hallucinate! We have hallucinated arbiters tanking hits. He actually gets the right ones, though. Oh my god, Cryoc the god, realized that the back 2 would be the real ones. I think he also saw, I think fuNny made a mistake there by having the, by controlling them differently. It's way too obvious if you actually, you know, have them in different control groups or box click them separately. So if you box click the hallucinations and move them, then obviously the 2 that didn't move are the real ones, right? Gotta be very careful about that, not to give away which one is actually the real one. But nice EMP there, really, for Cryoc, and finally taking down this 12 o'clock. It looks like about half the minerals, just less than half the minerals, were mined from this base. And it looks like, the big counterattack in the natural, though. Almost nothing here to defend. Oh my god, he's just gonna walk into the base. fuNny is gonna walk into the Terran's main base, and the Terran army is completely out of position. Oh my god, this is a great move by fuNny. He was just constantly poking here the whole game, testing. He was like the Velociraptors in Jurassic Park, testing for weakness in the Terran defense, and he's finally found it. He's running into the natural. He's eating the handler. He's dragging him through the gates. but apparently he's decided he doesn't actually want to go all the way in. He's going to try and hold position a little bit. No, he's going to go for the third. I don't think he realizes the third is completely mined out. I don't think there's any point for him to actually go there. I think he should have just gone into the main base. Oh! Oh. Alright, never mind. This is much better. Never mind. This is definitely a better idea. Alright, fuNny. I understand. I understand now. I got you, man. I got you. But now, unfortunately for him, he's going to lose this force. He is going to clear out this base, but the command center is just going to peace out here. So there's not really anything of value being lost. You can actually flip this over to the 12 o'clock at some point. Look at that bank. Guys, it was, in fact, over 9,000 minerals in fuNny's bank. Which is fine, because he's been maxed, like, the whole time. So there's not much you can do about that. Meanwhile, though, we have a big counterattack going at the 12 o'clock. You can see a decent portion of units are stuck, but they look like they're grouping up potentially for a recall here. I don't actually know where the recall is going. Meanwhile, though, big siege up on the 6 o'clock base. Gonna take this down for sure. No Kratos response here, but where's the recall going? Where's the Arbiter? A science missile actually here to block. I don't actually know where the Arbiter is. I'm trying to look on the minimap. I actually don't see one yet. Cryoc, by the way, has no bank and is barely below max, so he's kind of living on the edge right here with his money, you know, barely securing a new expansion every time he mines out and runs out of money. But look at this, killing the 6 o'clock. Now, fuNny's taking the 12 o'clock again, but fuNny now is the one that's in danger of mining out. Look at this. fuNny has a lot of bank, but this base is going to dry out, this base is going to dry out, and he's going to have no more bases if he can't hold the 12. And it looks like this group that I thought was going to get recalled out has actually realized he can just walk into the main base again, but all the tanks are still here. Oh my god, oh no, no, it's a trap, don't walk up here. Oh man. Cryoc keeping the anti-counter, anti-recall defense in his main base. Now look at all these tanks, look at how many tanks he has. Holy moly. Looks like I'm gonna try and lead with maybe some storms to try and do something, but he might just get blown up before he can actually get down here. He was actually in range of storm. And looks like these future goons are gonna get pummeled into oblivion here. Blue goo all over the floor. Oh god, oh god. That blue goo. Oh man, the blue goo looks so cool now though. Wow, they really upgraded that. Hey, got a subscriber, Marcellus Pie? Marcellus Pie? Are you like Marcellus Wallace's cousin or something? Anyway, thank you so much for the sub, dude. Appreciate it a lot. Alright, where were we? We got tanks. We got tanks rolling out. We got tanks for days, man. Look at all these tanks, man. Oh my god, look at this. This is so cool. It's like one of those like World War II games where you can just go like mass tanks or something. It's like Command and Conquer. Can you go mass tanks in Command and Conquer? You do Command and Conquer style. Look at this. Oh my god, that's so cool. Alright, well, we got the Protoss army moving down. He's actually got a DT in his army for some reason. I don't know why there's a DT in his army. DT at this point doesn't do anything. There's actually a carrier on the field. What the heck? Oh my god, he's actually started the carrier switch here. Double D matrix on the leading dudes. Look at all these tanks. There's and the Goliaths. It looks like Cry actually saw this coming. I'm gonna have to look for the carrier farm later. Where's the carrier farm? There's the carrier farm making it. He's also cute. He's actually queued up an Arbiter as well. Switched into 3-star gate carrier, but he's now going to lose at 12 o'clock. He's going for the counter. I don't know if that carrier switch is the best idea because it was quite late. And yes, he had a bank, but he has no mining. Oh my god, fuNny has almost no mining. The bottom right is the only base mining, and you can see it is effectively done. And his bank is dropping, it's plummeting now, but it looks like he might actually be able to break in here thanks to the combo stasis storm on the same unit. The big army of Cryoc is coming back down. He's finished off at 12 o'clock. Look at this! Who cares about carriers when you have 80 billion tanks? I mean, that's clearly the solution to carriers, is to just have so many tanks, it just takes too long for the carriers to kill them all. Now, this attack is going to do a little bit, but Cryoc, I thought he was in serious trouble, but look at this, the Protoss is down to 137 supply, Cryoc is at 180, Cryoc is crushing this game. I can't believe it, he was on the edge of the whole game. He was barely keeping up the whole game, constantly reacting, constantly defending, constantly at a barely getting those command centers up in time to not be completely mined out. And now, he is the one with a fresh base. Yes, he's mined out this base, but he has one fresh base, and fuNny is just trying to distance mine until this Nexus can finish. fuNny Nexus needs this Nexus. You can see the desperation. He's building a lot of gas units, these Templars. Actually, I guess he's actually kept his gas quite low. I was gonna say, you know, very often you end up with a lot of gas in the bank in PvT late game, but I guess he has been using Arbiters for a while, and I mean, I guess he needs these carriers to do something for him. But, oh, nice EMP there. Although, if he'd done that 2 seconds later, it would have been much better to actually get those Templars as well. And now the Nexus falls. fuNny Nexus. He's got to do something. His bank is almost entirely gone. And Cryoc still has a lot of dudes. Cryoc's main army is actually down here. Can he go for a big recall? Can he go for a big attack? Oh no, he can't go for a recall because he has no more energy on his Arbiter. And look at all these tanks. There's no stasis to stop these tanks. I think Cryoc has actually done it. I cannot believe that. This is insane. 3 carriers now trying to do something, but Cryoc has already gone for the mechs. He already has the upgrades, crucially. I don't think there's any air upgrades. Okay, I take it back. He has +2 attack on the air. But here we go. Big storms on the tanks. He doesn't have stasis, but he has storms. But it doesn't matter. Look at the tanks on the high ground, completely untouched. Stasis on the sides vessels. He actually runs back into it and almost loses both of them. Oh, can he shoot it with the Arbiter? Shoot it with the Arbiter. Shoot it. Oh, man. fuNny down to just 118 supply. And he's going to get caught. Vultures blocking off the escape path. Cryoc rolling in. I cannot believe what has happened here. I thought fuNny was winning the whole game. Double cybernetics core for those air upgrades. The carriers, oh my god, the carriers have +2/+2 already. Wow, he was really, really getting ready for this carrier switch for quite a while now. He already finished 2 armor even on the carriers. That's pretty insane. How much armor do they have? They have 6 armor now. That's a lot of armor. I'm pretty sure only Ultralisks get that much armor. But oh no! Oh man, the Mask Alliance, not only are they good against carriers, but they pick off the Arbiters so quickly as well. And now Cryoc rolling into the natural. Where are the carriers? The carriers are just AFK here. They've been AFK for a while. Oh man, if Cryoc had actually used, oh my god, Cryoc, instead of using the carriers to attack, is using the carriers to defend his base. That's why they haven't left. Because he is down to 400 minerals and 110 supply. He went from having over 9,000 minerals in the bank to being at 400. And Cryoc, not only has he got the top left base, is now mining the 12 o'clock as well, with plenty of tanks to defend, plenty of Goliaths and tanks coming down to smash the last hope of the Protoss. Wow, I really think these carriers could have at least gone in and killed some of the factories. Something big storm on the siege tanks. Can the carriers make it happen? They have the upgrades to actually match the Goliaths. Interestingly enough, he's going after the siege tanks here. He's distance mining from this base. He really wants this base. Another Identifier with 2 storms coming in, but it gets obliterated. It gets obliterated. I don't know how he has vision up here. I guess he keeps scanning. He keeps scanning the high ground to keep himself in vision, keep the tanks in vision. The tanks, are they in range? Only a couple of tanks, I think, are even in range of the Nexus, though. And he's unable to really actually target the carriers. He can only fight the interceptors, but you can see the interceptor count is really dwindling right now for fuNny Nexus, and he doesn't even have the minerals to rebuild. He's got no money. He can't rebuild interceptors anymore. Guys, interceptors cost money. He can't build interceptors. Can he do a big stasis? He's gonna do a huge stasis. And this is it. This is gonna be the deciding engagement of this game. Can fuNny hold on to this base? Oh my god, he's running out of interceptors. A constant stream of Goliaths. By the way, guys, the Terran base is right next to this. We are right next to the Terran main, where he apparently has a major traffic jam going on. If he brought all these Goliaths now, that could end the game. But look at this. The Nexus actually just fell. Wow, the Nexus actually just died. And he is only distance mining. Oh my god. He can't even build interceptors. If Cryoc can just kill all the interceptors, the carriers will be useless. And now he's moving up here. And now the probes are gonna try and distance mine from the Terran base. He's like, oh wait, no, just kidding, guys. I'm out. Oh my god. Okay, he's gonna try and break the 12 o'clock now. Wait. No, 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 no! No! Stop! Okay, okay, okay. Alright, he's going back. Or... Alright, it's the carrier probe combo. There are 8 carriers here, and there's no anti-air. He can actually bust this base. The probes are coming in. The probes should probably wait until the tanks are all dead, because there's no anti-air right now. He's going for the base. Cryoc, by the way, doesn't actually have an insane bank either. It's not like Cryoc is rolling in money. So, you know, one big misstep, a few big storms killing all his Goliaths, and Cryoc could be in serious trouble, especially because there's 8 carriers now. We are approaching critical mass, but the problem is they don't all have max load of interceptors. Look, 0 interceptor carrier, 1 interceptor, 3 interceptors, 4 and 4. These actually don't have very many interceptors. Even though there's 8 carriers, it's basically the same effect as only having 4 because he has no mineral income right now. He's got a 0 interceptor carrier. This is the most useless thing. This is like more useless than a freaking observer or a probe or something. This isn't good. I guess he should just. Oh my god, he's got 2 carriers with no interceptors. Look, he attack move here, and they just move because they can't attack. I guess he can just use those to tank for the other carriers. Wow, oh my god, and now the Goliaths are coming in. 1 carrier falling, he's targeting the ones. No, this one has 0. You see the bait. That was the bait carrier. He took the bait, but he's taking down 3 carriers. He's does so much damage with the Goliaths. He's trying to micro. There's 3 Goliaths left. Where are the rest of the Goliaths? Actually, there's no gas. Cryoc has no gas right now. He's not mining the 12 o'clock gas. But fuNny still can't build interceptors though. He's just trying to win the game with 5 carriers with like 1 interceptor. Oh my god, can he do it? Ah, Shimo! Oh no, he's sandwiched. Wait, what? Did he just attack his own Goliath? Wait, how did that Goliath blow up? GG! Cryoc with the absolute insane TVP actually wins this game. I cannot believe what just happened there. Holy moly, what a game that was.